Boom boom, how's going? It is your boy TJ and welcome, to yet another video where we are talking about anything and everything around property, but in particularly on this video here, we are going to be talking about your money versus your child and versus your property. And someone asked me the question to say, TJ, can I buy a house in the name of my child? And I said, I don't know. Let me go and investigate. And yes, I did. So there is an answer to whether you can buy a house in the name of a child. And yes, there are so many people who buy properties in the names of their kids, but how do they do that? And why are they doing that? So the short answer to that, before we go any further, the answer is yes, you can buy a property in the name of the child. But why would you want to do that? I think that is the question that this person was particularly asking me. Because I am sure that they never wanted to think about sending me a letter and say, TJ, can I feed my child or can I buy a toy in the name of my child? They just bought it. But because we talk about property on here, they felt the urge to come and ask me whether they can buy a property in the name of their child or children. There is a reason, and the answer that we should be unpacking is why and how, and that's the real questions that we should be answering. So in the next couple of minutes, hey, embrace yourself for the conversation of, yes, you can buy a property in the name of your child, but why? Let's start with the why. Why? Well, maybe you are thinking of buying a property and your child could be maybe 1 year old, could be unborn, could be at varsity level, could be at whatever age group, but they are your offspring and you want to buy them something like a 2-bed, like a mansion, like a, I don't know, whatever property it is you want to buy. So for that reason, let's go in and dive in and answer. So maybe you want to buy this property so that you can avoid further transfer costs. Because if you buy it in your name, when your child now wants this property, you have to further transfer it. So you want to avoid that. That's a good answer. Or that's a very good reason. Or the other one is that you are just in love with your child and you don't want them to suffer the way you did. And again, that's a good answer. It's a good reason of buying your child a property. Well, the other one could be they may need a house when they're grown up. Ooh, yes, they will need a house. And you're worried that by the time that they are grown up, you might not be here. So rather you sort it out now. It is a good idea to be thinking like that. But let's flip this. These are 3 basic reasons that I could think about when I was talking to this person and I realized, this might be a challenge for many people. But let's flip this. I want to flip it because I'm a parent. I want to flip it because I'm a child. Had my parents bought me a property when I was a little bit younger, I am sure they would have bought that property with their own mindset of where they think is the right place for me to stay. Behold, I don't stay anywhere close to my parents. I am 1,000 kilometers away from my parents. I'm in a city where they've never thought that I could stay. Behold, I am even staying in a different country than what they thought I could stay. Behold, my own mother the other day said to me, I never thought you could because my profession has progressed so much. Behold, my parents never even thought that I could leave the little town that we grew up in. And for that reason, I almost want to say, what if you're to buy a property today thinking that your child will be staying next door and they want to go to Malaysia, or they want to go to the United Kingdom, or they want to go to China, or they want to go, you get what I mean? So we never know when our children would actually want to be living. We do not know. The future will tell us. But it should not hold us from still buying that property. It doesn't matter. We are the parents and we want to provide. But hold on, what if their taste in life changes? The other day, my son says to me, Dad, I am thinking of going to Japan because I like their culture. I was like, oh Lord, I think I'm going to have a daughter-in-law who is from Japan. I don't know what name she is going to have, but gee, I have to learn. Right. It's a thought that came in my head with the decision that my child has already started to make. So should I be going to China or to Japan now to go and buy a property? I don't know. But the answer here that I'm trying to provoke is, what if their taste in property, or even with the things that we think of them, know today, what if it changes? It doesn't matter. Why do I say that? It is still an investment. So whether you buy this property in a township, whether you buy this property in a suburban, whether you buy this property in a different country, whether you buy this property in a village, whether, it doesn't really matter. The point of the matter is you have thought about your child's investments tomorrow. And today you are planting the seed, and like any other assets, actually, I mustn't say like any other assets, because property behaves very differently from many assets. But let's talk about how it behaves. Well, number one, the property is going to appreciate in value. So what you are going to be purchasing today on $1 million is not going to be $1 million in 10 years. It is potentially going to be double the price. So if your child is going to be wherever they're going to be in 10 years time, it basically means that you have given them a double fold of what you are buying on today. That's benefit number one. Benefit number two is that let's assume that they are going to stay in that property. Hey, it is something that you have given, which is a blessing to them. So that is great. I have seen many. I do stress that out, because sometimes when I buy properties, I actually see that there is a double name on the property. It is the name of the father, the name of the son, or the name of the parents and the name of the daughter, and they are disposing some of these assets. For whatever reasons, maybe it might be releasing money to go to varsity, maybe it might be releasing some money to pay lobola. I don't know why they do that, but I have bought so many properties. Within buying those properties, I've seen quite a lot of people that had properties, a joint name between them and their kids. Recently, on another video, I did indicate to you guys that I had just seen a father, or should I not, let me not say a father, but a mother and father whose daughter had just wedded, and they gave her a wedding gift as a house. So yes, they bought a house and they put it in their child's name. Yes, the child was a little bit grown up, but the bottom line is it answers for that question. Can I buy a house in my child's name? The answer is yes. But hold on, how do you do it? Right. We all have been, I don't want to say we all, maybe you are new to this channel, that's okay. Here, we talk about property investments. We don't generally talk about, kids and buying property. We talk about investments. So this is from an investment perspective. So I want to stress the fact that when you are buying a property in the name of your child, then the same principles that we are always talking about buying a property in the right vehicles applies. Because you don't want them to have the same issues that you potentially have today, where you bought properties on your name and now you can't figure out how to transfer them into the right vehicles. By the way, there is many entities that you can utilize, from companies to a trust to a CC to, there's lots of them. You decide. If you don't know how to decide, in the description or in the comments. Let me know and I might just be able to help you. It is simple. But if the properties are being bought in the right structures, now the benefit that we were talking about now can be realized. Number one, property appreciates over a long period of time. Number two, this particular property, if they were not staying in it, you could potentially be getting some cash flow. Number three, potentially if you buy this property and you put in a tenant, the tenant would be able to pay for this bond of yours or just pay for the cash flow that is coming through to your child. And your child might have a different taste in life, but the bottom line is that even if they move on into a different space, this money will continue coming through to them, and this asset will forever be a balance sheet will forever be an asset onto their balance sheet. I hope this makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, if it does, hit me in the comments. Let me know what is your thoughts. And by the way, if you have never subscribed and you are continuously coming to watch here and this is of value to you, hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget the notification button so that whenever we go live or whenever we post a video, you are able to see it and you never miss a thing. Thank you very much for watching us. And before I go, always share what we have on here, because not you alone deserves to hear this information. Others are in dire straits of this information. And by you passing it on, you have just helped the next person. I'll see you on the next video.